The things I do for you guys. These headphones are not waterproof or even water resistant in any way, but I was curious. What if you get caught out in a rainstorm while on a run or something? I'm probably ruining these $600 headphones right now, but I don't know. Maybe if you hit the subscribe button, it'll be worth it. You know why headphone reviews usually suck? Because you sit there and listen to my pretentious opinion about how a pair of headphones is too tinny or nice and full or has too much bass. But unlike camera reviews where I can literally show you samples of what that camera can produce, I can't really reach through this camera lens and put the headphones on you and have you experience it for yourself. Also, I'm not really that much of an audiophile, so in terms of audio quality, I'm gonna get it right out of the way. The AirPods Max sound really awesome. Huge shout out to today's sponsor, Artgrid. More on them in just a few minutes. But I want to kind of tackle this from an angle of a person who normally wouldn't buy $600 headphones. For the record, when I got them, they were like pretty decently discounted on Amazon, so you can check out the link in the description and see if it's still like $150 off. But anyway, besides audio quality, let's get into it. So the build quality of this thing, I mean, it's no surprise. It's an Apple product. It's quite expensive. And so yes, it feels absolutely great in the hands. It's made of premium materials, and I absolutely love the mesh kind of thing, the part that sits on the top of your head. Nothing about it feels cheap. However, the only downside with kind of very smooth services like this is I always get incredibly self-conscious about scratching them. I mean, they're over-the-ear headphones, so they automatically add some level of bulk. So if you're moving in tight spaces, it wouldn't be totally crazy to worry about just that one bump into that one door frame or like some piece of metal coming at you. I don't know, but it just takes one incident to get a pretty decent ding on these things. Now, if you're Casey Neistat, then you're probably not too concerned about kind of roughing them up a bit, but that's just not how I roll. I like to keep things nice and pristine if I can. Now, in terms of protecting it, the case it comes with, which has been memeified way more than I could ever start to make jokes about. In my opinion, it is officially the worst Apple designed anything that I've ever seen. I haven't put it on once, and I've pretty much immediately ordered this more hard shell case, which is closer to what I've had with my Bose headphones. There's no way in hell I want any part of these things exposed. I want a case that fully protects it all the way around, and so I just don't get the utility at all of the Apple case. This is not even worth talking about. It makes no sense. I hate it. But besides that, everything else on the headphones are wonderful. The buttons are nice and clicky. The crown feels just like the crown on the Apple Watch. It's nice and smooth. The controls are easy to learn, and I do like having a dedicated kind of transparency and noise cancellation button. The lightning port, hate that decision. Really wish it was USB Type-C. But you know, for as great as Apple is, their charging cable philosophies they don't make a lot of sense. All right, so first let's tackle if I've had any Bluetooth connection issues, and all I can say is nope. My AirPod Pros have had issues every once in a while, especially connecting to my Mac. Usually with the phone it's fine, but with the Mac sometimes I get this like delay with connection, or sometimes it won't connect at all and I have to manually go into settings. And with these I haven't had any issues at all. I mean, so much so that I'll literally be editing in DaVinci Resolve, listening to, you know, the audio of the computer, and then if I'm like trying to render out cache files or something, I'll look down at my phone and, you know, swipe around TikTok or something. And as long as no audio is playing on the computer, then a lot of times the headphones will just switch and start playing whatever music or social media I'm listening to on my phone. It definitely beats a lot of Bluetooth headphones I've tried in the past where you like are pressing and holding pairing buttons and you're listening to that stupid voice being like, connecting to blah, blah, blah. Also, for editing on the computer, it's very nice to not experience any lag or skips or drops in connections, because sitting there and editing for hours on end, that would become extremely annoying and a major deal breaker very quickly. So a while back, I got this specific comment, and it wasn't the first time. See, sometimes the hardest part about making these videos is constantly having them be engaging and visuals changing up so that the viewer doesn't get bored. And while I always try to shoot as much B-roll as possible for this specific video, sometimes due to time constraints, weather, I can't always cover up as much as I'd like to. And sure, people talk about stock libraries all the time. Most of them are so jarring and they just remind me of old like cheap business or educational videos. But I can honestly say that Artgrid is different. One click to their website and just search up any sort of category for stock footage you're looking for, and you will instantly see that this footage is next level. The majority of stuff that I find and download is shot on Reds, Aries, Blackmagics, some of the top cinema cameras out there, and with the Pro plan, you can download the raw or log footage. This was absolutely crucial for me so that I could color grade and actually integrate it and more closely match my style. I did that for a few shots at the beginning of this video. I'd used up all my B-roll, but I wanted to add a couple more seconds before you saw my face, so I found this one really nice shot of this guy putting on headphones. And what's nice is oftentimes the creators will upload a whole sequence of shots. I've been using Artgrid for the past handful of videos on this channel, and it's really felt like the extra little spice that I've needed to elevate the videos and keep viewers engaged just a little bit more. Finding and adding the footage doesn't take much time at all, as the extensive library is super easy to sort through based on searching for specific keywords, or you can search by categories. You can even search by some of your favorite cinematographers out there like Jacob Owens. With Artgrid's simple licensing structure, you can use this footage in all of your projects. Oh yeah, and did I mention that you get unlimited downloads all under one license? So check out the link in the description down below to start your free account and check out what Artgrid is all about and how you can elevate your videos. Thanks again to Artgrid for sponsoring today's video. Let's get back to some AirPods. All right, so filling the void of my AirPod Pros, what can this thing do, or what situations is it better for than my AirPod Pros? The first one obviously is the sound quality difference. As I stated in the beginning of this video, I'm not gonna spend a lot of time talking about it, but I obviously have to point out that there is a huge difference just because the physical audio mechanics internally are much larger, and so that's going to produce a better sound. And I really do like the physical controls on the headphones. Obviously that would look ridiculous on the AirPod Pros if you had little dials and buttons and stuff, but it is faster to change things for me and single tap to pause. Yeah, noise cancellation right there. You don't have to press and hold and wait for it. Very minor differences, but I do like those physical controls. And of course the big one is being able to change volume right on the headphones compared to with the AirPods. You have to pull out your phone or I guess use your watch, but it's still a lot faster just to do that. Now, I always liked the original design of the AirPods. I'm not a fan of those rubber tipped headphones, and so AirPod Pros for my specific ears, they fit, they stay in just fine, but for long wearing sessions they just kind of start to hurt a little bit and just be a little bit more uncomfortable, which is why I never use them while editing here, even though the sound quality is decent. However, these, since they're fully over the ears, the cups are extremely soft and comfortable, and they just feel so incredibly high quality in my opinion. That and the mesh top part, whatever you call it, it just feels, it's a very weird feeling because they have some weight to them because, you know, they're made of metal still and they're pretty big headphones, but at the same time it still feels pretty light and kind of airy on your head. So I've had no problem sitting in that chair for like 6 hours straight just wearing the headphones. When I've gone out and about, they feel just as comfortable. I've even started taking these to the gym more often than my AirPod Pros. Now, yes, it is more annoying of like, even when I put them down around my neck, you know, you kind of do that weird like headphone turn thing, kind of feels like you have a neck brace on. And next I want to point out something that is, you know, somewhat overlooked a lot of time when buying expensive items, but to me it is generally one of the biggest reasons I buy into the Apple ecosystem, and that is AppleCare Plus. Now again, these are very expensive headphones, and I am extremely terrified every time I wear them for like scratching them, breaking them, denting them, anything, especially when I'm taking them out of the studio. A lot of times things like this, if it didn't have a good warranty, then I'd probably be too scared to take them out of this room ever. Definitely not to the gym. But see, for 60 bucks, you protect the item for 2 years, and then you can have up to 2 accidental incidences per year, to where if you completely like run these things over with your car smashing them to bits and you just bring the parts in a Ziploc bag to the Apple store, you can get a new pair for $30. That is a huge peace of mind for me. Now, the only downside is AppleCare Plus for any of the AirPods does not cover lost or stolen. So yes, part of the premium that I am happy to pay at the initial purchasing of the headphones is that peace of mind for a good couple of years that if anything were to happen to this, as long as I still have the product in hand, I can get them replaced for a very reasonable price. All right, but hey, these headphones are not perfect, so let's talk about some bad stuff. So the first thing is the case. We already talked about how bad the Apple one is. I highly recommend you pick up a third-party one. I'll leave the one that I have linked in the description below, but there's a bunch out there, so just kind of pick and choose what you want out of it. One thing I did notice, if you are using this at the gym or anywhere, like if you do yoga or anything like that, it's perfectly fine every time I am up, literally running on the treadmill for 30 minutes, totally comfortable, weightlifting, comfortable. But anything that you lay down for, so like when I would lay down and do like, you know, crunches or something and come up, that's when you really start to feel the weight of the headphones. So I just wanted to mention it, something to be mindful of if you are horizontal a lot for whatever, unless you're just laying in bed and not really moving. These headphones may be a little too heavy for that. And finally, the biggest con, and this was probably the reason I did not pull the trigger sooner on these headphones, is the fact that there is no option for a wired connection. One of the biggest scenarios that I used my Bose Quiet Comfort for was to plug into my camera so I could listen to audio on set. If I was filming interviews or just people talking in general, I could check my audio levels besides just staring at the audio level graphic. And so it's a near deal breaker. It's very, I don't know, it just having no wired connection. And that's why I also wish it was USB Type-C, because I feel like they could have created a USB Type-C to 3.5mm headphone jack. I feel like it wouldn't have been that hard to have a optional wired connection. But yeah, I'm still super sad about that. So yes, audio quality is obviously a huge reason to get these headphones. They sound incredible, but as I'm sure plenty of other videos have showcased comparing them to other headphones, you can get really nice audio quality for a couple $100. And so for me, the debate isn't in, oh, this one sounds 20% better than the ones that are $350 or whatever it is. So as soon as I had that base layer of yes, they sound amazing and better than any other headphones I currently own, then the other main overarching theme is the fact that they just fit beautifully into that oh so lovely Apple ecosystem we all love to talk about. You pair with one device, they're instantly paired to everything, and it just plain works. You know, you take them on and off, the Bluetooth connections, the controls on top, the noise cancellation, transparency mode, spatial audio, which people love to crap on for some reason, and I think it's really cool. I don't know, for me, these headphones just plain work. I would love to hear what you guys think down in the comments below. Do you have AirPods Max? Did you have them? Did you return them? Do you love them? Let me know down there. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them as well. Again, if you enjoyed this video, I hope you wouldn't mind subscribing if you're not already. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.